have the 2 veterans here that we wrote our honor letters to. And we also have the Honor Flight Program and other organizations here to talk to you today. So let's make sure we're very respectful and good listeners. And we will begin our assembly now.
Good morning. Good morning. A beautiful sunny day we have. We want to thank you for having us here. My name is Casey McNichols. I'm Vice President of Stages Family Incorporated. We have a local organization where we help our local vets. And we want to personally thank each and every one of you for writing your beautiful letters to welcome our veterans back home. So thank you all very much. We have Joyce here. She is from Honor Flight. And we are so proud to have found this organization that helps send the veterans down to Washington, D.C. and to visit the memorials. And with your letters, it was a beautiful welcome back home. So thank you once again. I'm going to have Joyce get up and just say a few words about Honor Flight. And then we're going to have our veterans say a few words to you. So thank you very much.
Good morning. Go Chiefs. Anybody a chief in here? Yeah. I am with Honor Flight. I've been a volunteer for several years. It's really unique to be able to talk to these people. We actually have women too that go on the flights. Last year we had an all-women's flight, which that was rather unique. I think they gave them a run for their money when they got to Washington. But it's early check-in. You got to be at the airport at 4 in the morning because these guys start checking in early. We get them on a plane first thing out, and then they come back in at 9 that night. You would think they would be exhausted from all the touring they do and everything, but when they see that crowd lined up and they put lines and they march through us, they light up like Christmas. It's really important to them because many times when they came home from the service during Korea and Vietnam, that didn't happen. So this is kind of a payback time that we can all help them out. So anyways, there's many things you can do as a volunteer. Most of the time I'm running wheelchairs back and forth, but you can sit and talk to the volunteers while they wait for their flight or their guardian. You can be able to help check them in, put their shirts on and everything, but they're excited from the get-go. And then when their families come out at night and they have a family circle, it's pretty impressive. And if you're ever up in Columbus around 9 o'clock at night on Honor Flight Day, I encourage you to stop by the airport and see this happen because with the American flags, it's a very patriotic service. So I was invited down here today and meeting these gentlemen that have been on the Honor Flight and the rest of the people here. So thanks for coming.
These people are great. These are angels that walk the earth, the Honor Flight. What a wonderful thing for them to do for me. Send me to Washington, D.C. and bring me back and finally get the welcome home that I deserved when I came home. And I want to tell you right now, teachers, they're thanking me for my service and I'm thanking you all for your service. These teachers are truly the Marines in the first, on the front lines. They're helping bring up the future of America. And I want to thank you students for having me here today. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank every one of you for sending me cards. That was so wonderful to get that from you. I just recently had a great grandson, and for you all to come out to send me those cards right after he was born, it meant so much to me. There was one little girl that sent me a letter that I liked the most, and I want to give her a little token of our appreciation. My wife, Pam. This is my wife, Pam. Can you give her a hand? A little bit about Pam. Pam and I got married right before I went to Vietnam, and that was 51 years ago. And Pam's been there waiting for me every night to come home like she did for me when I came home from Vietnam. So I thank you, Tammy, for being my wife and my friend. What the little girl's name is Carisha. And she helped Yes. This little girl, she wrote me a letter, and she just poured out her heart to me. I want to give that to you, sweetie, and you can keep the strength up, okay? You're a special little girl. So you give her a hand. I read every letter that you guys sent me, and every letter was in my heart now. And I have a list of every student in here that wrote me a letter, and I was going to read every name, but I don't think I got time to do that. But I want to thank every one of you for doing that for me. The other thing they want me to tell you about what the honor flight meant to me. Again, when I came home from Vietnam, I was still a very young boy, and to grow up to be a man, but I didn't have anybody welcome me home. I left Vietnam, I left the war zone, and 3 days later I was at my hometown walking around, and I had to get a job, and I had to support my family, and I went to work, and I tried to put the war experience out of my mind so I could come home and do the job that I needed to have. And it was so wonderful for finally somebody welcomed me home. Thank you so much to you. And later on, my wife and I are going to, this is a missing man table. This is a POW-MIA table. And that stands for prisoners of war. Because unfortunately, when we go to war, some of our guys get captured and and end up MIAs. And the MIA people are the missing in action. And we never want to forget these people, because one thing that we're taught is that we never leave another soldier behind. We always want to bring them back home with us. So this is what this table is. And this table was designed about a mother whose son was captured, and she didn't want anybody to forget about her son. And later on we'll talk about that. So thank you so much.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Bruce Johnson. Probably some of you children in here know me. I'd say, Rob Thomas, where you at?
Stand up.
We live up close on Coach Chilco Road. We pass my drive every day. We're there, we're very well read. Two-thirds of a teacher. I'm not going to talk much about the military, but I'll tell you a few things. What the military does, it teaches you discipline. Now that's what your teachers are trying to teach you young students, discipline. When they tell you to go to the blackboard, you go. When they told me to jump in the foxhole, I jumped in. So that's what the military is all about, discipline, making you do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about your life. You know, probably some of you in here have been offered a cigarette. Maybe some of you already smoke. Me, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. Now, you go to middle school, you may be offered some drugs. If you never touch that first one, you never have to worry about that second one. So, make something of your lives. Make every day count. Think about it, make every day count. Now, you're very fortunate. You have a nice facility here to be taught the lessons of life in. In my school, we didn't have any inside plumbing down here in South Bloomingville. Our bathroom was outside. Think about it. We didn't have any cafeteria. We took our lunch or we didn't eat. Things weren't too good back in those days, but you got it very nice here. And work hard and get your lessons. Make something of yourself. Don't just be a bum out on the street like we see around. Listen to your teachers. Look at your teachers today, how good. I had a grumpy old man for my teacher. Think these beautiful women you guys have got. But I want to mention I read every I believe there were 27 of them. Here was a very another one very well written from Pharaoh Parnell. You deserve an A+ too. What about this? Not going to go there for her first name, but her last name appeared to be Campbell. She's right over there too. You did a great job with your letter. And all the rest of you did, clear down through here. I won't go through all of them, it's too time consuming, but I read every one of them. And you know where they'll be? They'll be right in my home with all my other archives. Because I cherish them. Now, you students got a long ways to go. You in the 4th grade back there, I would say you were about 10 or 11 years old, is that right?
Yeah.
10 or 11? Is anybody older than 11 back there? All? You're 12? Okay, you're the leader of the class, I suppose. Now, 10 years old. How much older am I? I'm 88. See, you've got only 10% of your life that I've had. See where I'm at? I'm walking with a cane. So you got see what you got to look forward to. But you've got 70 good years in there between to make something of yourself. Now, I want to hear from some of you students one of these days that you're out here teaching, you're building buildings, you're in the hospitals as doctors, nurses, and all these things. It's all possible for you. All you got to do is work hard, keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble, and mind your teachers. Now, that's not hard to do, is it? Teacher, you all like your teachers? Is anybody in here that doesn't like their teacher? She'll close her eyes. She'll close her eyes. There's a couple over here. Don't expect any A's on your break card. As I said, I live down here in South Bloomingdale, and right up on the hill, and I see him go by every day or two. So that just about winds up what I'm going to talk about. Mind your teachers, give your homework, study hard, grow up to be something. And make your parents proud. When you get that diploma, walk up there and they'll say, "That's my child. That is my child." They won't have to say, "She barely graduated." But get her grades and be right up to the top of her class. Strive to be whatever you can be. Why not the best? You know, I'll tell you one story. Jimmy Carter was president. Before he was president, he went to Annapolis Naval Academy to graduate. Later, he applied to get in the nuclear sub program. He went up before an admiral to be interviewed. Admiral said to him many questions. He wasn't doing very well in the interview. Then he asked him where he stood in his class. And Jimmy said, "I stood number 7 in a class of over 500. He said, "That was very good. But did you always do your best?" He said, "No, sir, I didn't." He said, "Why?" Think about it. Did you always do your best? Jimmy couldn't lie. He was a Christian. He told him, "No, I didn't do my best." But he still got in the nuclear submarine program. Later became president of the United States. So that's what it's all about. There could be somebody in here sitting here could be a congressman, state representative, governor, or even a president of the United States. Think about it. Strive for it. Go for it. It's all out there for you. It's yours to grasp. Get a hold of it and go. Remember, and I'm going to sign out now for this old soldier. Never die. They just fade away.
All right, guys, we're going to tell you about this missing man table. The missing man, POW-MIA table. This is because we lose men in wars. And we don't want to forget them, and we always want to have hope that they come home. The POW-MIA table is smaller than any other table in the room. That's to symbolize the frailty of one prisoner alone against his captors. This table is separated from the others and can be set for one or four, depending on what service participating in the event. The white tablecloth draped over the table represents purity of the response for our country's call to arms. The empty chair despite an unknown face, representing any soldier, sailor, airman, marine, but that is not with us today. The Bible represents faith in a higher power and pledge to our country, founders, as one nation under God. The black napkin stands for the emptiness that these warriors have left in our hearts, of the families and the loved ones. The red ribbon represents the love of our country, which inspires them to answer the call to fight for our country. The yellow candle and its yellow ribbon symbolize everlasting hope for his joyous return to his family and to his loved ones. The slice of lemons here on the bread plate reminds us of their bitter fate that they have each day. The salt upon the plate represents the family's tears, that's where they wait for their loved one to join them again. The wine glass, turned upside down, reminds us that our distinguished comrade cannot be with us to drink the choice of joy for us today and join us in the celebration that we have today. So we keep him in our heart. And the flag here, this flag was designed by a mother who lost her son in the war, the Vietnam War. She didn't want her son forgotten, so she made this flag, and the United States government has made this our flag. So that's all. Is there any questions for what I've just said here about this? Okay, I would like for all you to stand up with me one more time. I know you've done this, and say the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much.
Ryan, Rob, Chloe. Before the assembly's over, we'd like to make one presentation, and then our whole school wants to sing you a couple songs for to honor you guys for coming this morning. So we'll start with Chloe. If you want to.
On behalf of the Stages family and Hocking Hills Elementary, we would once again like to thank you for your service. We'd once again like to thank you for your service.
at this time, Mrs. Short, we want to begin, we want to sing a few songs to honor you for visiting us this morning.
Second, third, fourth grade, stand up, please.
Thank
Okay, before we leave today, Mr. Johnson would like to recite a poem, and after he is done, please just wait here for a minute because Sage's family has a little something for you to take with you. And I do want to thank you all again so much.
I understand you only got a couple more days of school. I'm going to recite a poem. I'm not going to tell you who the author is, but if you tell your teacher, maybe it'll help your grade a little bit. There was a lady up on Pikes Peak years ago, and she looked across the plains, and this is what she saw. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains majesties, but through the plain. America, America, God shed his grace on me. Brotherhood, fatherhood to brotherhood. America the beautiful. Now, I put the line there on the end, I must have got all the time over there. But tell your teacher what that was. Who wrote that poem that turned out to be a song? And maybe you'll get an Annie. Thank you. God bless you.
Let's give these guys a hand.
Okay, students, as we begin to go back to class, they have an American flag, so they're going to pass those out to each student as you go back to class. So we'll quietly start with preschool, then we'll go kindergarten. You may start your way back to class, and you got your American flag. And then fourth grade, student council, you need to stay, get some pictures afterwards. So we'll start with Susie.